Hi, remember these 80s, 90s mountain bike and BMX headlights that look like off-road rally lights? Unfortunately, they don't make them anymore. And if you've seen my last video, you know I already made like a kind of fake cover for these LED lights that I bought for the safari rack on my muli cargo bike. And well, that worked for like fake it till you make it for the video. But in that process, I actually noticed you can take these apart pretty easily. There's only one screw here and you just unscrew that and then it comes apart pretty easily. Pretty easily, I said. Or will it need some persuasion? It needs a little tool to help and then it finally comes apart and you can see the reflector in here and LED and there's a PCB and it's all nicely packaged. It's just two components and the PCB is screwed into the housing here and I thought, well, maybe I can also repackage that and make it slimmer. Since I want to increase the diameter, maybe I can save that space somewhere else in thickness. Well, I tried a few variations, but one thing I didn't mention before. There are these contacts on the PCB where you can plug in cables to daisy chain the lights together. These cables will need to run downwards so that rainwater will run down the cables and not into the housing. So in the end, the orientation, the packaging that it had, I think is still the best. So let's go for that. On my muli, I have the lights mounted in a hanging orientation. That's how I know about the problem with water running in. So that gave me the idea to add mounting ears to the top and to the bottom. And why not add more options? And that actually turned this into a nice utilitarian integrated feature here. This looks actually fairly nice. And then I thought, well, what if I want them mounted sideways? Could I also have that feature on the side? And yeah, why not? That might make it look even cooler. Yes, it's really coming together. It's almost designing itself. TLTB bike lights, why not? Never take yourself too seriously. Let's check it out in perspective. It's pretty cool, this utilitarian look. I dig it. And we also need to add an on-off switch and positions here so we know what is what. This thing has a little switch on the back so you can turn it off. I guess this is for when it's connected to a battery, not a dynamo. So let's jump into CAD. I built a dummy light module here and I also built a dummy PCB. And if you're also using Fusion, I have a little tip for you. You can right click and calibrate your canvas, but only after you placed it, which should be like a standard feature when placing it, I think. You can pick 2 points and set a dimension for these, and it's very easy if you already have a ruler in the picture. Always double check with another known dimension, because sometimes you need to fine tune this a bit. Let me know if you're interested in a full build tutorial of this. So I built all the important components and here's the little PCB. I put them together in an assembly and started with a profile sketch. This is mainly just a rotational body. It's pretty tame stuff and I already have my hand sketch. That's always a good start before doing any CAD. Makes your work more straightforward. Put some dimensions on the profile and here's the main housing already. Put on the grid here for the protective cover and a mounting feature for the PCB. Cut away here and there and here we go. I think this looks really cool already. It almost designed itself. Let's put it together. I really like it. This looks like something that makes you think, yeah, of course it looks like that. Has it not always been around? And that's what I like. So let's put this together. And here I realize, wait a second, I thought of all the features, but not the most obvious one, a hole for the cable. But fear not, we'll just use a cordless drill and drill a little hole here. This is prototyping, so don't be afraid to cut and drill or do whatever to your 3D prints. Unfortunately, this wasn't the only flaw. I noticed, oh, the lens might sit a bit tight. I thought I had measured this correctly, but maybe I was off by a half a millimeter. Ah damn, this is stupid. You should always do little test prints of important segments to make sure it fits. But I was a bit too confident here. But no worries. I'll just file some notches in here so that the lens won't get stuck and I can still remove it. I need to reprint anyway, but I wanted to test fit this as far as possible and see how cool it actually looks with the components inside. And it does look really cool. That step up there is maybe also cool, but yeah, it looks kind of odd. And let's mount this mounting bracket now and see. Remove it from the original housing, which is kind of... Why does this thing look like that? It's so weird. It's just random. Good thing we're giving the light a new home. Oh, we also need to get that little light pipe out of here for the auto setting. It has a light sensor, but that doesn't work so well in my experience so far. But maybe that was also because it was mounted upside down. We'll see if it works better now. And that button is a little wiggly. I don't know what's going on, so let's measure again. Ah, here's the detail that I didn't notice before. There's some thicker walls on the inside. I'll just have to add those, but let's mount everything and see what else doesn't fit. Oh, that looks really nice at a 45-degree angle also. Pretty cool. Well, there's all kinds of options for the cover here. There could be like a logo or that iconic smiley from KC Lights. Oh, that's gonna be so nice. Yeah, so many options. That's cool. Okay, back to our prototype. So what are we missing? What needs to be fixed or added? The hole for the cable that we had to drill. Oh, what else? The walls for the switch so that it can fit snugly. Then we need to give the lens some more clearance. That's maybe the biggest mistake to fix. And what else? What else? There was something else. What was it? All right. Giving the mounting feature a little angle, maybe to make it a bit more dynamic. We'll see. Instead of cutting a round hole, I'll put a cut through the mounting rib here, which will cut all the way through to the inside. That's a very nice position down here. Again, it basically builds itself. And here at the walls for the switch, put an angle on the mounting ribs and done. That was fast. Fast forwarded for your pleasure. And here's the printed part already. Let's compare it to the other one. I think that looks pretty nice with that angle, but both look great. Doesn't really make a difference, but you know, when you have the freedom of doing whatever you want, then you can do whatever you want, and I wanted to do this. Let's mount that back in here and fingers crossed. Yeah, that fits like a glove. So that one screw that came with the light is holding that in place. And that hole is also made to take an M5 screw and lock the protective cover in place. It's a 4.7mm inner diameter hexagon. That's a nice hack if you don't want to cut threads into your parts. Let's move over all the other parts and switch. Oh yeah, that fits really nicely now. Of course, I forgot the on-off marks again, but yeah, that's really not so important at the moment. Let's move over the mounting bracket and see how that looks. Oh, that's even cooler. It's so nice that it's not this additional feature, but it's just part of the design. And you can mount the bracket wherever you want. Really nice. Compared to that old 80s, 90s mountain bike BMX light, maybe the grill could actually be even a bit thicker. I don't know, but yeah, it looks different of course, because doing it curved doesn't make sense in a 3D printer. And well, that's what we're working with. And this is not the last iteration of this. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Here we go, mounting it on the Muli Safari rack. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it up here and below. Okay, nice. But I think this sits too far out. But luckily, well, we have adjustment options. And I will just adjust to my liking and remount. And check this out. I think this position is actually pretty good. This looks really nice. I'm so happy with it. And especially compared to the old fake it till you make it cover. Let's remove that one and let's mount the second light right here. Really nice. Let's manage the cables a bit and yeah, that's it. That's really cool. I love it. I hope you like it too. I won't post these files for download just yet. I'm sure I will discover some more flaws and I will make a version 2. So stay tuned for that, subscribe, and let me know if you're interested in a full build tutorial. And now, I will let you enjoy these nice bright lights in silence. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Let me introduce you to Werk, the sponsor of today's video. Based in Copenhagen, Werk is a contemporary kitchenware company dedicated to developing honest and high-quality tools for everyday use. Follow the link in the description or go to werk.com and sign up for the newsletter to get 10% off your first order.